The character is really in a time warp. He never has really left the 1970s. So the clothes really date back to, I think, 77 or before, very specifically. And Roman, again, living alone, feels comfortable with this minimal mothballed wardrobe that he has. And only it's a small point in the movie did he sort of come up to speed and dress in modern clothes. But you can tell he never really feels comfortable in them. They don't fit. And at the end, he reverts back to his old clothes. He gets rid of all these expensive new clothes and goes back to what he was wearing in the beginning because it's comfortable to him. That's who he is. I think often in films, attraction between a man and a woman is usually romantic of some sort, and that's not really the case here. There's a deeper attraction between them. They're almost like they're warriors fighting for the same cause, and they're alone, and suddenly they're out in the field and they wander into each other and go, oh my God, you're out here fighting too. I've been so lonely, and it's just like, oh my God, can I just lean against you for a minute because it's so difficult out here. And that's a very deep attraction. That's not romantic. There was never an intent between Maya and Roman to think that there was going to be a romantic thing. It was just two souls who sort of met on the field of battle for a moment, and it was like, oh my God, I'm not the only one out here. And then they split off and they go back and do their fight. They both shared the same mentor, a guy who inspired both of them, but they went in different directions. Roman went and said, I'm committed to this and never left. Colin's character is a guy who said, you know what, the world's the world, I need to make a living. He said, but you know what's funny? People can inspire you and you can think you can move away, but Denzel and Colin and I decided there was like an ember in Colin that was still sort of like a fire from like years ago. It still looks like it's out, but it's not out. And people can come into your life and touch you in a way and remind you of something from years ago that was important to me before. And you suddenly say, wow, that's not dead in me. It's weird how this is resonating. And I think it's good to know that people can have a spiritual effect on people and inspire. We can also bring each other down. We can take that away. We can come in and throw water on that, and people do that as well. But Roman and Colin, Roman fans Colin's flame and brings it back. We discussed them conceptually, and Denzel is my creative partner on this film. He's a producer, my creative partner. But Denzel's process is very internal. The creation of the character was something he did very much on his own, asking questions when he felt he needed to, but not many, and creating on his own. In terms of the character speaking his mind, yeah, that's a dream. It'd be a dream to go in and say the utterly inappropriate thing all the time, but it was true. I think we'd love to do that. The trouble is, there's a big social price you pay for that. People would stop calling you. You'd have no friends on Facebook. You'd be marginalized. He doesn't care. Then Roman's character doesn't care because he lives alone in an apartment. He has no friends to begin with, so it doesn't matter. So he can say whatever he wants. Wouldn't that be liberating if you could just literally tell the truth all the time? I think there's a Seinfeld episode where George does that, and it gets him really far. Turns out to be like this key to everything.